Okay, so here I am, week 2 of my round 1 of HCG, and my stats are that I have lost 14.2 pounds and 10 inches total. In between there, I had a couple little mini stalls, one because my time of the month came, and the other, who knows really, but I think it's because I was overdoing it. I was having to take the dog for a walk for longer than I wanted to, and I think it was just taxing my body, and so it just had to slow down to try and accommodate what I was asking it to do. So I'm trying to slow down, have my husband take the dog for a walk part of the time, and support what my body is trying to do. It's hard work to transform, and I need to support it with what I can. The other thing I did this week to help support my body to lose this fat that it has accumulated over many, many years is I started taking a multivitamin. I wasn't taking that the first week. I found some good ones that I had purchased previously as part of a women's hormone program that I never followed through on. And I accidentally took the fish oil one the very first time because I just wasn't thinking. And by the time it was time to take my second one for the day, I realized, hey, this is oil. I probably shouldn't have it. So, a lot of physical stuff happens during this diet, but I think that really the more important area is the emotional part of it. I watched quite a few videos from Weight Loss Apocalypse this week, and a couple of them really stood out for me as areas that if I want this transformation to really do what I want it to do, which is to help me really be me, really be the real me that's in there that has been covered up with all of this fat and maybe buffered from the world and buffered from reality and buffered from feeling, like a bumper on a car. It doesn't quite impact you the way that it would have. I think that my fat has been a buffer for me, and if I really want to be me, I need to live in reality. I need to experience real life emotions, and some of those emotions are painful. One of her videos, she talks about her own struggle with depression, which is a struggle of mine as well. I have depression and anxiety, and I don't take medicine for them because the medicine doesn't seem to. I can go for a walk and it gives me the same effect as Prozac gives for me. So I don't take the medicine. I haven't sought out medicine for the anxiety because I am afraid it will become a crutch for me. A lot of my anxiety has to do with social situations. So unfortunately, I isolate more than I should. That's definitely an area I'll be working on. And so the HCG brings with it hope that we will finally be thin. We'll finally have this healthy body that we want. But really, I think that the HCG absolutely 100% will affect our physical bodies. It will help release that fat that we have stored. But I think its more important role is that it creates a really good playground to explore what our issues really are. It removes that physical hunger for the most part. We're hardly ever hungry, and we don't have to think about what we're going to eat because there's a short list of foods that we're going to eat. So it's easy to have that ready. So it kind of removes us from that planning and negotiations that we have with food and meals every day, and from trying to differentiate, is this real hunger, is this not, because most of the time when you're on HCG, it's not. So then you're able to more easily identify those areas where you want to eat when you're not hungry. A surprising one for me this week was I was bored. I was supposed to be helping my kids to organize their room because we combined them into one room for their request, and you know how that goes. Lots of organizing and things to sort through and make places for new homes for things to live in their room. And I just had no energy, I felt unmotivated, and I was bored. And when I thought, okay, well, what do I want to do to not be bored anymore? And I wanted to drive to the grocery store, find something exciting to eat to excite my taste buds and make me excited about something fun and interesting. And I wanted to eat. And then later, as I was thinking about that, because obviously I can't do that, I can't run to the store and find something fun to eat. Um, I don't know if it was boredom as much as my mood had dropped. I was unmotivated and feeling low, and I wanted that boost of energy to get me motivated again so I could work on the project that I was supposed to be working on. And so I don't know that it was boredom or my that I always have used food to medicate and regulate my moods. If I'm low, I eat sugar, it amps me up. Of course, that has repercussions in the end, but it totally screws up your whole system. Everything's confused and it's hard to discern now. Sugar makes it confusing to listen to your body, I think. It makes it hard to really hone in on that signal, that voice of my anatomy telling me what it needs and what it doesn't need. I can't hear it as well when there's sugar involved. It just kind of wipes everything out. So I'm glad I'm doing this, and I'm past that excited first part of, oh, look at the pounds come off, look at the pounds come off, and I do believe the pounds will continue to come off. I'm still measuring every day, or I'm still weighing every day and measuring every week. I might let go of that, because it brings with it its own little ups and downs, emotional ups and downs when the scale, doesn't go down, or it even goes up 0.2 ounces or 0.2 pounds, and you're like, what am I doing wrong? If you know you're not doing anything wrong, then just leave it. So I'm still on the fence about that. The other thing that I realized this week is I had secretly kind of thought, what if I could do this in one round? A lot of people who do the homeopathic have reported that they go longer than the 40 days of drops and don't have any, ill effects. So I thought, well, what if I can go 60 days on the drops and lose my 60 pounds and then be done with it? And then I only had to discipline myself once, and what if I'm done with round one and I go through it and I don't want to start round two? Like that whole mentality. But I watched an interview between HCG Crazy, her name is Lori, and HCG Chica, who does a great job of interviewing people who have had success with HCG. And Lori had said that she really felt it was important to have those breaks between the rounds because that's where more learning and happens. And I know that I need that. I know that even though I conceptually understand what foods I need to eat, basically a paleo diet is what I will feel best on. Lots of good healthy fats and vegetables and fruits and meats. Those are what make my hormones feel good. So conceptually, I know what I need to eat, but I'm going to need that practice because there's going to be times when I want to eat not paleo. And I like marksdailyapple.com. He has a primal blueprint, and he talks about eating primally, living primally 80% of the time. So 20% of the time, we live in a world that's inundated with other foods, and I can imagine that I'm going to still want to eat some of those foods sometimes, but in moderation, not 100% of the time, and not to eat them when I'm not hungry, and not to eat them till I'm full, so that by the time my body is done digesting, I'm overfull. So those are my observations for the week, and that is what I will be working on, is the emotional part of it. So I'll see if I can report back next week. I'm going to be trying to look at body identity. Where do I get my identity from? And I'm trying to break free of my identity being tied to my physical body's appearance, and instead get that from my creator who created me. What's my identity in his eyes? Because that's really the only true view that I will have. That, people are flawed. They may have good intentions, but people are flawed, and their view of us can be flawed. So the only true view that I can have is the one from the person who created me, and so I'll be seeking out those answers and trying to let go of any lies that I've allowed to be a part of my identity, and I'll report back. Have a great week. Bye.